Hello, my name is Leonides Hernandez, and this is my position presentation. So a little bit about myself, a little bit about my background. I was born and raised in Reedley, California, here in Fresno County. I'm a third-year construction management major, also a transfer student from the Bay Area, from Cal State East Bay in Hayward. I do work one full-time overnight job throughout the week and one part-time weekend job. I am a full-time student at the moment and a full-time father of a 4-month-old. Some of my favorite hobbies include stressing out about my monthly budgets, being a sports fan, especially basketball and tennis. I do enjoy playing basketball and tennis. I enjoy playing ping pong. Love playing pool with my friends on the weekends, and love riding my motorcycle with my brother and also some of my friends. Now about my topic was, should construction managers be exempt from California AB5? Now you may ask, what is California AB5? Well, the official definition for California AB5 states, AB5 requires the application of the ABC test to determine if workers in California are employees or independent contractors for the purpose of the Labor Code, the Unemployment Insurance Code, and the Industrial Welfare Commission wage orders. This definition I got from the website of the Department of Industrial Relations, but in simpler terms, California state's law requires workers to pass a test called the ABC test to determine whether they are classified as exempt or non-exempt. Now you may ask, what is an ABC test? Well, the ABC test is a test that workers must pass all three conditions, hence ABC condition, to be classified as exempt. Well, for condition A worker is not under complete control from hiring company. For condition B, a worker performs work outside of usual company location. And condition C is worker establishes independent trade or business similar to the hiring company. Now, if all three of these conditions are met, the worker can be classified as exempt. So my statement of support is, I do believe that construction managers should be exempt from California AB5. This is because on the social influence aspect of it, I believe that misclassifying construction managers and many other employees has led unions to fight for change in exemption rules. Just like Allison Casada from ENR mentioned, misclassifying workers in industries, including the construction industry, is a continuous growing problem. So here we have a quote in the middle of the screen by Erica Berardi, where she states, unions have long pushed to tighten worker misclassification rules. Now we go on to the political aspect of it. So construction managers do pass the ABC test that is required in California Assembly Bill 5, or the AB5. This falls under the political aspect of it because since it is the assembly bill, we can see that the construction managers do pass all three conditions, and here's why. For condition A, construction managers are free from the control and direction of the hiring entity or hiring company and in connection with the performance of the work. Thus, they make the big time decisions when facing a project, and which the company does not make the decisions. Everything falls under the construction managers, so CMs do pass condition A. As for condition B, CMs, construction managers, usually always have a cubicle at the company's office for their main location, but since they spend most of the time away from office and on site at multiple projects throughout the week or throughout the day, they perform work that is outside their usual course of the hiring entity's business or the company's headquarters. So they do pass condition B. For condition C, construction managers are able to start their own company if they have resources needed, such as money or materials or knowledge or even licenses. Construction managers can get their CMAA license or certificate to be certified CMs. This will make them customarily engaged in an independently established trade, occupation, or business of the same nature as their company and the work that they're involved in, which will classify them as passing condition C. So therefore, construction managers do pass all three conditions, which will qualify them to be exempt. Here on the side, I just not dotted a few this phrase stating, according to the State of California Department of Industrial Relations, an employee can be exempt from AB5 as long as the ABC test is passed. And here we can see that the ABC test is passed by construction managers. For the cultural influence, we can see that architects and engineers are exempt. So my claim is, so should construction managers. Since architects and engineers and construction managers all work together in the same project, in the same environment, they all have the same culture. In a culture, you speak the same language, you have the similar knowledge, you have a similar responsibility and leadership roles, including the similar thought process. So with that being said, I believe that CMs should be exempt just as architects are. Another argument for why CMs should be exempt is because architects do have to be licensed to become an architect. That's one of the arguments as why architects are and CMs aren't. But the truth is, CMs could also become certified and it'd be similar. They do speak the same terms, the same language as in a culture. Everybody speaks the same language in the culture. They have the same goals in the culture. So that's why I believe the cultural influence to pass CMs as exempt is that architects are exempt, so should CMs. In the ENR article by Erica Berardi, she states that architects and engineers will keep on being exempt from AB5. So why should CMs not be exempt? Here I have a quote by Jackson, which states, the modern construction manager operates as a leader and mediator, moving projects forward, coordinating all the pieces, controlling costs and schedules, and anticipating problems. CM roles have even expanding to include everything from feasibility studies to value engineering to dispute resolutions. So this is just a quote to strengthen my beliefs and prove to the reader that CMs do have similar tasks as architects, where they dispute resolutions and use value engineering to continue the project. Now, for the economic point of view, my biggest argument was the pay difference. So for CMs, they do have a lot of responsibility on their back, and they do have a lot to do, a lot important. They have a big role in their job. So here you see the hourly bubble is smaller than the salary bubble. Salary is the same as exempt. And if construction managers are non-exempt, they would be considered hourly. And I wouldn't think it's fair that construction managers are being paid hourly for the amount of work they have. So that's why I believe they should be salaried. According to Paul Barada from monster.com, generally exempt employees are paid more than non-exempt employees because they are expected to complete tasks regardless of the hours required to do them. So if staying late or coming in early is required to do the job, exempt employees are frequently expected to do that. And that's why I believe CMs should be exempt, because they always oftentimes stay late or come in early to complete the tasks. Now for the summary, CMs and architects have the same culture, they passed the ABC test, and they deserve to be salaried. So in conclusion, construction managers should be exempt from California AB5. Thank you. Here are my credits.